Hi, this is Scoggett, and today what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you something what I picked up at Walmart. It's been a while back. They had a display of the DVDs, and they had a whole display of the one for the Lone Ranger. And I'm a fan of the Lone Ranger, and I saw this, and it's a 75th Anniversary Collector's Edition of the Lone Ranger. And it comes with a bunch of cool stuff inside. Besides the DVDs, it has a bunch of cool stuff inside the box, and I'm going to share that with you. On the back, you can see a little bit of all what you get with it. So there's quite a bit of stuff that comes with it, and I'm going to go ahead and show it to you here in just a sec. The Clayton Moore, man what played the Lone Ranger, he went through a lot of unnecessary crap, I think, throughout the years when he was playing the part of Lone Ranger, and even when he was not when he quit playing the Lone Ranger. In 1979, the owner of the Ranger franchise, or I think it's like he's the owner of the Lone Ranger rights or whatever. His name was Jack Rather, and he obtained a court order prohibiting Clayton Moore to go around in public as Lone Ranger. And I thought that was kind of silly, but the reason why I did that is in 1980, I think 1980 or 81, they was having a movie come up called The Legend of the Lone Ranger, and they didn't want, I guess, people thinking that Clayton Moore was going to play the part of the Lone Ranger, and at that time he was 65 years old. Then there was an issue on his mask that they didn't want him to wear his mask in public, so he got with Foster Grant and got him some cool sunglasses made, and even made a commercial. I remember the commercial where he showed him in a white Cadillac, and he's sitting there and he has these sunglasses on, and they look similar to his mask. And he rides off and he drives off in the Cadillac, and he says, I think he said, "Hi ho, silver away," or something like that. But he's instead of on a horse, he's in a white Cadillac, and that was for Foster Grant sunglasses. And I believe that everybody wanted a pair of them, so Foster Grant made a lot of money off of that. Clayton Moore countersued and was able to retain the right to wear his mask, and that was real good, I think. I look at it like this: it's America. If a man wants to go around and he wants to dress and be the Lone Ranger, let him be the Lone Ranger. I don't care. It's not hurting nobody for him to be the Lone Ranger, and he played the part for so many years that he just the character. I guess the character, he made him feel like he was that character, and I can see where that can happen. I mean, it's silly that you have to tie up the court's times with unnecessary stuff like whether a person can wear a mask in public or not, and be the Lone Ranger or not. I mean, to me that's just totally silly. And but then that's America. I'm just glad he won his case, and I'm sure he got a lot of royalty off the sunglasses from Foster Grant. I thought that was really cool. When I remember seeing him in public on TV. I was watching the TV one day, and he come out and he's wearing them sunglasses, and I said, "Oh wow, man, that's cool. They look cool." So I said that. He still's wearing the mask. I mean, they didn't take it away from him. He just wore it in another fashion, which I thought that was real brilliant of him. And I'll go ahead and get busy now and show you the rest of the stuff. This is the box here, and I'll show you the rest of the stuff what comes with it. This right here is the DVDs. What's in it? This is 1 through 6. and you have the DVDs put in a real cool looking pouches, and they have drawings on the inside of it, and it looks really neat. I mean, the artwork is fantastic, and it just looks really cool. Then you got, of course, the pictures of the Lone Ranger. Then you have a 7 through 12, disc 7 through 12, and it's the same, put up together the same way, but with different pictures. And there's 78 episodes in both these DVD packs, so that's a lot of Lone Ranger there. Then you even get a bonus feature, what has another bonus DVD in it, and I think this has one of the old original radio programs on it, what you can listen to. I mean, like what they broadcast when the Lone Ranger first came out, it was only on the radio. I mean, there was like a radio series, I believe it was every week. There was a different episode to the Lone Ranger, and you listened to it on the radio back then when TVs wasn't around. So that's what I believe this has, is the old version of the radio program. And you have, of course, there's the fold out of the Lone Ranger there on this side, and then you have Tonto on this side. And you get an episode guide, what comes with it, and it's got, see how many, it has a description and everything of the episode, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, these episodes are 30 minutes long, so to watch all this, it would take you a while. And it has 78, I was right, there were 78 episodes to it. But yeah, I also have an episode guide. Then you have an 88-page book what comes with it. And it has all kinds of stuff. It has stories in it. And I kind of flipped through this so you can see it. But it has like stories, it has pictures, and it's really neat. I think this is a fold out here. It's a little fold out telling you all about who played the Lone Ranger and during what time period he has played. And it's just a real cool thing to have. It just, I've already looked through it, and sometimes I dig it out, just look through it over and over because it's just so neat. Then you had an envelope what come with it, and it has all kinds of really cool stuff in it. You have a Lone Ranger Victory Corps membership card, and it tells about the like membership and what you need to do and all that. Then you have a envelope to a Victory Corps, and inside the envelope you have a letter welcoming you to the Victory Corps if you signed up. Then you have a postcard what has where you can fill out your name and everything and send it off. Back then you could send it off. You had to put get this, a 1-cent stamp right there. Can you believe that? That's how long ago it was. And then you have a little code right there, what you need to follow. Then it comes with some trading cards. And they're just little cards. And there was trading cards with a picture of Lone Ranger on it. And you got a stack of those. What it come with it. Which back then they had trading cards, and people would swap them out when they got doubles and so forth. Then you have a comic book, Lone Ranger comic book, what come with it, and it's an old reprint of the original comic book. Then you have a picture, a glossy photograph of the Lone Ranger himself, and he signed it. So I think this was pretty cool. This is a pretty cool set to have. And if you're, like I say, if you're a fan of the Lone Ranger, this set would be for you. And I love it. Sometimes I take it out and I just like to go through it and kind of look at the stuff what they had back in the day. And in fact, I'll tell you a little story. I used to have, back when I was 6 years old, I got a twin holster set of the Lone Ranger, and I was so proud of it. And back then, those guns, I mean, them toy guns, they looked and they felt almost real. I mean, they weren't put together. You didn't have that little red piece to it. And if I'm not mistaken, they even shot little bullets. They had a little the bullets, you could snap in the end piece of the bullet, and it was kind of a gray color. And when you fired it, it hit a little pin what ejected a spring what sent the bullet flying. It wouldn't fly very far, but it would still eject the bullet, and you'd have the shells in there. Then you had to go try to find the bullets. And I was so proud of that gun set that I decided I'd wear it to school for show and tell. So I strapped it on and wore it into school and everything, and wore it all day long inside the school, a twin holster set with the guns, and showed it for show and tell. The teacher what I had back then, I remember her I had two guns, so she put one on each side of the classroom and would pass them down so all the kids could look at them. So all the kids, pupils in the the classroom could take a look at the gun and look at it and feel it and spin it or whatever they do. And I thought that was really neat. And what makes it really neat about it is at the end of the show and tell, they had a vote, and I won both best show and tell, and I remember getting a gold star and one of them Bell Bar ice cream bars for lunch. And that's the time in my life, I was only 6 years old, but I remember it just so clear to this day. And it just, try that now. Try wearing a twin gun set to school now and see what the heck happens. Yeah, you have Homeland Security knocking on your door, and the little boy be considered a terrorist. That's how times have changed. Times back then was, I feel, a little bit simpler. People didn't take everything for granted as someone trying to blow up the school or trying to go out and hurt somebody. It was just totally different back then, back when I went to school. I remember we didn't even have radar detectors. We didn't have anything. I mean, you had your principal and teachers, and that was it. You didn't even have a cop driving around because there was no need for one. And that went all the way up till when I graduated school. We didn't have no police department or nothing coming around like they do now. There goes that phone. I bet it's a bill collector. Oh well. But anyway, I want to share this video with you, and I thought it would be kind of fun to make it, and hope you enjoyed it. And y'all take care.